Hello Cancer. Welcome to my weekly love reading for Cancerians. I'm the Tarot Muse and I've taken the liberty of laying out your spread already just to really go deeper with what is coming up for you. And so let's get started. Right, so at the center of the reading we have the conflict, and it's what's happening in the present moment. And it started with, I suspect it was a fight. No, fight is not the right word. A change of mind, or a change of, the card that's coming up is the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is all around paradigm shift, or a realization, or a change in beliefs, a new intellectual way of seeing things. And so what's happening is the harmony and the balance of the teamwork between you and this person. Just by the way, I'm in the Philippines, so lots of chickens and dogs and geckos. The harmony and the teamwork that was existing between you and this person is now in conflict. It's being crossed by the tension and conflict card. And so I wanted to understand a little bit deeper why. And I sense this is something that happened on your part, Cancer, but it could have been the other person's part as well. And so what I'm seeing here is this retreat that happened from the abundance of the relationship, because it looks like it was really beautiful. And this retreat from the relationship, one of the reasons was the Devil card. And the Devil card is about lust, bondage, or sexual attachment, or an unhealthy attachment to the relationship. And so this retreat was also about pulling away from the confusion of the loss that was now leaving you feeling very alone. And I got taken on a whole journey here until I finally came to the culmination in the end, and I'll get to that. But let me take you on this journey, okay? And it was quite an intense journey. I can see you and possibly this other person have been meeting some intense pain and some deep lessons, and it's been a really rich journey into some kind of shadow. And so I can see it all laid out over here. You know, that there's this walking away from the confusion of the loss, not just the confusion, but things not being clear around the loss. So there was an attempt to walk away from it by being alone, and then it built up mistrust for the relationship. You know, was it real? Wasn't it real? Which then created this sort of downward spiral, really going inwards. The Tower card comes up, and the Tower card is a card of shock and disruption. It's like when you imagine a lightning bolt hitting a tower. It's like that tower is like shattered by this lightning bolt, because it's such an intense force, right? And then of course there's and then from there we have the High Priestess. And so your intuition, there's confusion around your intuition, and you're feeling trapped by the decision that you made. And the decision that you made was potentially impulsive in cutting the relationship and bringing it to an end. And I get the Tradition card, and perhaps there was something in you that wanted more tradition around the relationship, and that was why you cut it. But, at the end of all of this journey, what I see is the nostalgia is too strong. And from that, there comes a new beginning. So then we go a little bit further down the line, right? I'm just picking up some of my cards just to pick another card up on this new beginning card. So it's the Fool card, and the card is about returning to something, starting something fresh, starting something over, and a new beginnings. And if that nostalgia card wasn't there, I probably would have doubted whether whether there was some kind of reunion or desire to reconnect with this person, because actually the outcome, both the outcomes of this reading, I have two outcomes here that give information. The one outcome says it's the 10 of Cups, and this is the cup about complete emotional fulfillment, and it's this happy family. And then the other outcome is the Sun card, and the sun shines light, and it's just glorious, and it's abundant, and it's happy. They're both very beautiful outcomes. And I can also see how this relationship started in the past was, I see this person that you were drawn to as very fiery. So it could have been an Aries, Sagittarius, or a Leo sign. And so it feels like there was this sexual something between the two of you, and she's very fiery, and you were very sexually attracted to her, and perhaps you came on to her, so to speak, but you were also offering love, and all the while looking ahead, like planning new financial beginnings. So there was something that was being planned here around money that you were planning with this person potentially, or because it's kind of linked to, you know, this Knight, the Knight of Cups that's offering the love, and then there's this planning or this looking ahead around new financial beginnings or opportunities. So there is potentially for some of you a financial element connected to it, right? So in the present moment, again, as I said to you, I see this conflict that's happening, that's crossing the balance of the teamwork, the harmony of the teamwork. And so if I explore what's going on consciously and presently consciously for you, I see that you're in a bad place with this. You're in a bad place because this really was a happy connection. And so I feel like you come to this realization to persevere forward, because this is what you wish for, and this really is love. You know, we've got the Ace of Cups card, and we've got the Star card, and this is hopes and wishes and dreams around love. And so, but there's a struggle for you right now around that, because you're feeling that, and you're realizing it, or you're reflecting on it, but there's also a tension going on in your mind around it, because you have made this decision to pull away. And so in the unconscious aspects of yourself, what I'm seeing here is this. So you're kind of juggling the imbalance that you created by ending it, or at least you manifested this ending, and perhaps you didn't entirely intend to, and so you may not see it that way, but it's what I'm seeing here is we have the Queen and the King of Cups. Now the King of Cups is you, Cancer. It rules the water realm, so Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. But we also have the Queen of Cups right next to you. So in a way, I see you juggling this, how you juggled, you took this harmonious situation and you created drama around it. You created an ending and an unnecessary breakdown of it. Which has affected both of you, not just you, but that person as well. That person is also has also been hurt by the experience. So let me just see, what is this over here? Okay, so in the future, yes, in the future we have the, like I said, we have the 10 of Cups, and we have the Six of Pentacles, and the 9 of Pentacles. So that is this emotional fulfillment, this family, this happy family But what's healthy about it is it's an independent sharing. It's not a codependent situation. So there's a possibility that because of this devil card that's sitting on top of the relationship previously, that perhaps you may have, there could have been something codependent about how you behaved, or your expectations, or perhaps the other person's expectations. And then what I see in the future is that it's, because the Six of Pentacles is about sharing or give and take. And then we've got the Nine of Pentacles on top of that, which is about, it's just this abundance and independence. So it feels like the outcome is this emotional fulfillment, but also this healthy balance of give and take, where two independent people are able to be in this beautiful flow of sharing. So that's very promising. And then if I look at what's going on for you, I'm seeing the state that you're in right now as yes, although there's this mental churning that's going on for you around whether you made the right decision, or, do you go back? What I am seeing is that there's kind of a suspension or a surrender that's happening on your part at the moment. And you've gone into a more logical and rational place with it. It's almost like the emotions are no longer in the equation. And I do see that changing because we have the Wheel of Fortune card coming up. And I think it's this change that will happen within you that will return you back to this person, and the relationship can then continue in a harmonious way. And as for them, unfortunately, where they're at right now is, so the card that comes up for them is the Four of Cups. And it's this person who's seen what's happened and is no longer interested in love that's been offered, and, or, what's the potential for where the relationship can go. So they've disconnected from this relationship because it probably hurt. And where they're going with their own life is taking charge of their lives, and letting go, and finding their inner strength, and grounding themselves financially, and connecting to happiness and friendship and community again. So they're on a good path. They obviously went through their own painful experience, because I can see this is a very powerful love connection. And it really was lovely. Then for the relationship itself, where I see it going is I see the Eight of Wands. So this card shows, and it's very similar to the Rider card, which has come up in the Lenormand. I picked a few cards around the Lenormand card. The Rider card it's swift movement, it's swift energy. Something fast is happening around the relationship. And what I see is, and I suspect this is when you approach this person again and try and interact with them, and what it's saying is we have the Eight of Wands preceded, followed by the Justice card, and then we have the Five of Pentacles, the Queen, the King, and the Empress. So it's basically, it's talking about the accountability that needs to happen on your part, so that you can bring this relationship back to the comfortable place that it was in. But it's approaching the situation with really taking responsibility for what you've done and what has happened, and really manning up and womaning up and owning what I sensed was your part that was played in it. And if it's not your part, then it's the other person taking responsibility and coming back to you and owning what it is that they did that hurt this relationship, that has created the shutdown in the relationship. And like I said, with the outcome, I have the Sun card, the Judgment, the new Ace of Wands, the Knight, and the Page of Cups. So what this is telling me is that you guys are able to get through it, and there's a stepping into a higher place, or there's an absolution that happens, some kind of redemption. And then from there, it's new creative beginnings. We have the Knight of Pentacles, which shows me that then the growth can start in a slow and consistent way. And we also have the Page of Cups, which is about new emotional beginnings. So or at least a new spark of love that's been offered, a new opportunity around love and emotions. So I picked 3 Osho cards just to get some more information about what it was that happened. And I got, the first card was compromise. So the compromise card is generally, it's a card of sleazy behavior. Sleazy is maybe not the best word, but not operating with full integrity. And so it's calling, and that's why again, Cancer, I think that it was possibly you that has created this drama that has happened in all of this because of this card. So it's coming back to integrity. And of course, coming back to adventure. So how can you bring the adventure back into your life and into this relationship again? The playfulness and the fun. And the way through that is through harmony. So I feel that you'll be able to bring a lot of harmony back into your life if there is some kind of accountability that can happen on your part and on the other person's part. So lastly, the Wheel of Fortune. And I'm just picking a few cards just to see. There we go, and that's what I was looking for. And 2 of Wands. Okay, so with that Page of Cups, I wanted to take it a little bit further and just see what comes out of it. And you know, we have the Wheel of Fortune with, so basically a situation will turn with this limbo that it's in right now, this kind of stuck state that it's in. And I see the Knight of Cups, the Judgment, and the Star. So there's this offering again as a result of having stepped into a higher place and taken accountability for the situation, which allows for the Star card, which is about wishes and dreams and hopes. And so that's very beautiful. And then lastly, I have this little card over here, and it says, your power of faith is being tested through sorrow and a sense of missed opportunity. This shall all pass, and new insights for growth and fulfillment will be born out of the pain. The bad experience was necessary for your spiritual growth. So it's almost like these two people have come together in this karmic connection, and this intensity, this whatever this was that happened, was all part of the growth and the learning. And you know, it's inconceivable until the end and we get clarity on it. But right now, even though it's painful, it's just keep moving forward with it, because it's teaching you something about yourself, as well as allowing the other person to get clear on what their needs are, and etc., etc. So that when you do come back together again, which is what I sense will happen, you'll be able to meet in a deeper place, in a more honest place. Okay. So if you enjoyed my reading, you're welcome to send me an email. I'm in the description box, my email address. And I would also appreciate it if you can subscribe or like, and also paste some comments. I would love to hear what you feel and think. Thank you. Thanks for watching.